The mythical Merlion of Singapore meets the roar of the Dragon Boat drums at the DBS Marina Regatta 2013. Hi, I'm Kelly Latimer and welcome to Singapore and what is perhaps the region's most exciting Dragon Boat race. Set in the beautiful Marina Bay with the Singapore city skyline as the backdrop, this is the second year running for this event and it promises to be even bigger and better than the last, with over 140 international and local teams taking to the water. With that, let's find out what we have in store. Here are the categories for the DBS Marina Regatta 2013. There are 8 altogether, and all eyes will be on the 22 Crew International Premier Open, which features powerhouses Myanmar, the Philippines, Thailand, and defending champions Indonesia. Let's now take a look at last year's action. It was largely an all-Indonesian affair in 2012 as they cruised their way into first place in the DBS Premier Open, Premier Women and Premier Mixed categories. In the highly contested Corporate Open, it was the DBS Asia Dragons 1 who did not disappoint with their inspirational performance. And finally, the Singapore Paddle Club took home the DBS Singapore Community Mixed Championship and the British Dragons pulled off a victory in the International Community Mixed Finals. Dragon boating is a uniquely Asian sport. Some say it's been around since the times of the original Olympic Games in ancient Greece. Keeping in line with tradition, we kick off the opening ceremony with the dotting of the dragon's eyes to awaken them and commence the competition.
This year's DBS Marina Regatta is spread out over 2 weekends. First weekend we have is really the races among all the different competitors. The second week we have the Bay Festival and we have Rhythm by the Bay, whereby there will be a lot of music festival. We will have many different activities whereby family and the public can participate. So we are bringing the Bay to the people of Singapore and the people of Singapore to the Bay.
I think besides attracting the die-hard Dragon Boater fans, I think we want to bring in the community, the general population to come and have fun in this carnival and also to absorb the excitement of the races that we're going to see today.
Last year we had a men's team and a mixed team. The men's team did really well. We won the Corporate Open and so the bank was completely elated with their victory. So naturally more people heard about dragon boating and a lot of people wanted to try out. And this year, voila, we have 2 women's boats.
Last year when the team was formed, we only had 3 months to prepare for Marina Regatta. So after Marina Regatta, in fact, from then till now, we have actually went for a few races. Local, we had 2 races, and in fact, we also went for Macau International, more for experience.
This is the largest Dragon Boat regatta of its kind here in Singapore and, like last year, a huge variety of local teams have signed up for the competition. So let's take a look at some of the contenders.
Singapore Paddle Club has this annual thing where we select a charity of choice. Surf Aid is a Australian charity organization that we selected for this year, for 2013, and all the races that SPC will be joining will actually be under the name of Surf Aid to raise that awareness of that charity organization.
We'll form an organizing committee to help host and take care of international tertiary teams that will be coming to race in this year's DBS Marina Regatta 2013. And we've actually named this part of the race experience as a DBS Marina Regatta 2013 Youth Experience because it's catered really just for the international tertiary students.
Welcome back to the DBS Marina Regatta Regatta 2013. Let's shift our focus now to some of the international teams that have travelled here to take their shot at the championship.
Kalau untuk tahun ini berbeda dengan tahun kemarin karena kita tahu lawan atau country yang datang ke sini ini sudah semakin banyak seperti Myanmar di Asia Tenggara yang begitu kuat untuk Dragon Boat, mungkin Thailand, dan tidak menutup kemungkinan tuan rumah sendiri Singapura kan semakin berkembang.
Well, last year we came in third, unfortunately. We're very excited to come back up against now Myanmar, who was champion in the SEA Games 3 years ago, and they're prepping up for the SEA Games this December. Hopefully, we do well up against this team and maybe come up first.
ပြိုင်ပွဲမှာအသင်း၈သင်းရှိပေမဲ့လည်းကျွန်တော်တို့ကလည်းကွာနကို training ပြအောင်လုပ်လာတဲ့ခါကျတော့တိတ်ပြီးတော့လည်းဟိုနေကျွန်တော်တို့လည်းထိုင်နေလောက်ပါတဲ့အောင်ပွဲကိုရမယ်လို့ပြောနေတယ်။ဒီကျင်းမှုလောက်တာတော့တစ်နှစ်ခွဲလောက်ရှိပြီ။တစ်ပတ်မှာ6ရက်ကျင်း
We know there are a lot of very good crews. We're bringing a crew that we're taking. A lot of our paddlers are going to race in the World Championships in Hungary in a few months' time. So this is a bit of a practice run for us. And these are the best crews here, so it's a good chance to race against the best crews.
It's time now for the 200 metres grand finals with race commentator Paul Sung.
Well, off they go. They're competing down, charging down. It's lane number 1, Singapore Management University. Taking the lead, lane number 3. Surprise, surprise, is University Sports Board of Thailand taking the lead right now. Forming an arrow-shaped formation as they come charging down towards the last 100 meters. Still looking like the team from Thailand dominating this race, extending their lead right now even more, increasing their work rate. Just a little bit of showing of how strong they are, increasing their work rate, extending their lead, and about a boat's length lead from the nearest, which is lane number 4, the National University of Singapore. But winning that in style is lane number 3, the team from University Sports Board of Thailand. They've won it in style. So off they go. This is the second grand final. This is for the tertiary open category. And here they come, charging down, making an early lead. The team from National University of Singapore. 2 and 3 leading the pack right now, together with everyone else as they reached the midway point. NTU is leading the pack. Can they hold on to that lead? Competition coming in from nowhere, actually, as they race towards the finishing line. Just about a half of a boat's length lead from the closest rival in lane number 4. Undoubtedly, NTU showing their might once again, why they're the fastest qualifier and why they're champions in this category for the Tertiary Open Grand Final.
For us, NTU, we are aiming for the top 3 positions, right? So it will be quite tight race as expected. So this win will be a moral boosting for us for tomorrow's coming 500 meters.
Off they go for this race. This is the grand final for the Singapore women's category. Once again, a recap of the teams. Lane number 1 is SMU, lane number 2 is RP, lane number 3 Surf 8, lane number 4 is Team Tam, lane number 5 is NTU, and lane number 6 the team of Seahawk Sports Club. As they come down, charging, it looks like it's lane number 3 taking the lead together with lane number 4. It's Team Tam charging down with Surf 8, giving it their all. Surf 8 certainly digging in deep right now, but I don't think it's enough because Team Tam in lane number 4 is leading the way. Here they come towards the finishing line, or can Surf 8? Surf 8 indeed has overtaken Team Tam where it mattered.
It's a very good race, a lot of international crews, especially this year, so it's a very good race for everyone to be in.
And off they go for this grand final of the Premier Open, and making an early charge is the team in lane number 1 and lane number 2. National University of Singapore, trailed by Republic Polytechnic, and then the Canadian Dragons as they race down this side. Here they come, charging down lane number 2, NUS certainly showing their might, but they're being caught up right now by the team from lane number 3, Canadian Dragons, and they're fighting back, coming in first. Sub certainly wanting this so very badly.
Well, 200 meters is a very short race, so there's no room for any mistakes. So we had to fine-tune a lot of things along the way.
And off they go. Here they come charging down once again. All eyes on lane 2 and 3. 3 is starting to make the move to take the lead. That's lane number 3, DBS Asia Dragons Team 1. And followed very closely by OCBC Dragons in lane number 1. And then it's lane number 2, DBS Asia Dragons Team 2. Is anyone going to pick up speed? I do believe DBS is picking up speed in lane number 3. There they come, charging down. Looks like DBS has managed to overtake lane number 5. It's DBS, indeed, DBS Asia Dragons Team 1 coming in first. Once again, champions for the corporate women category.
Very proud of the girls, considering that some of them have had 3 months of rowing experience, and we have 2 teams in the grand finals. Very proud of them.
Here they come, the last 200 meters for these guys as they compete for the grand final for the corporate open category. Lane number 1, KRC Dragons. 2 is HB Dragons. DBS Asia Dragons defending champions in lane number 3. ExxonMobil is certainly giving them a run for the money and responding. DBS is stretching themselves, stretching that stroke and increasing their work rate is certainly working effectively because they're overtaking ExxonMobil. I do believe coming in first is the team once again, DBS Asia Dragons Team 1, coming in once again as champions for the corporate open category. So that's a double.
Well, I guess the challenge with corporate team is continuity, getting everyone to stay in the team throughout. But I guess it's quite a challenge for corporate teams, especially people come and go. So I guess it's how we can continue to attract potential paddlers into the team, and from there we have to build them.
And off they go. Here they come, charging down. Don't blink because this is going to be a real fast one. As we see lane number 5 taking the lead. That's Indonesia national team, overtaken instantly by Thailand national team. Number 5 is Indonesia national team, winning last year. Could they win again this year? Indeed they have. Lane number 5 coming in first in a blistering pace, leading from start to finish. Indonesia national team showing their might where it mattered right at the grand final.
Senang banget pasti. Di ronde 1, ronde 2 kita kalah. Tapi itu kita jadikan sebagai pengalaman, pelajaran, dan mengatur strategi khususnya. Dan terbukti di ronde ketiga ya alhamdulillah kita bisa sedikit lebih unggul dari mereka.
Off they go. Look at the ferocious pace in which lane number 3 has started. So too lane number 4. But taking the lead right now is lane number 2, the team from Indonesia national team. What a close race this is going to be. Lane number 2 accelerating their pace. Indonesia national team trying so hard to break away from the pack. But Chinese Taipei is responding really well in lane number 5 as they reach the last 100 meters so quickly. This is going to be a fast time. Coming up from behind, the Philippines canoe and kayaking team. But lane number 2 holding it strong. It's Indonesia once again.
Ininya persaingan ketat. Myanmar, Thailand, Filipina, Singapura, luar biasa. Sehingga kita masih bisa dapat jadi juara, luar biasa. Terima kasih.
So congratulations to the University Sports Board of Thailand, NTU, Surf Aid International, SAFSA, DBS Asia Dragons and Indonesia, winners of their respective categories. And so the sun sets on day 1. We're going to go for a short break, but when we return, it's full speed ahead with day 2's 500-meter races at the DBS Marina Regatta 2013. Welcome back to the DBS Marina Regatta 2013. Day 1 saw our team sprinting to the finish line as the sun went down in the grand finals of the 200-meter races. A quick recap of the results from day 1. Double victories for both DBS Asia Dragons and Team Indonesia in the corporate and premier categories. Day 2 is all about the longer, more technical 500-meter races. So whilst the teams warm up for the grueling race ahead, let's take a look at some of the activities that have turned the DBS Marina Regatta 2013 into a festival.
Hi, I'm cosplaying Sasuke. Hi, Naruto here.
My character is actually Salaryman Kyubey, a derivative of this guy, Kyubey, from Madoka Magica.
We've been mixing around quite a lot, and it's quite interesting seeing all these people here.
when you put a costume on you, you become the character, you see. And that's, to me, that's the magic of cosplay.
Let's get on with the action from day 2.
And off they go, the first grand final for the DBS Marina Regatta 2013 for today. Right now, clearly the team from Thailand, the University Sports Board of Thailand, currently taking the lead. They're followed very closely by Singapore Management University, and then is lane number 1, a team from Tianjin Polytechnic University women's team. The University Sports Board of Thailand right now coming in very quickly. The first team to pass the final buoy, just the last 100 meters. Will they accelerate just to cement their position? No competition whatsoever in this one, surprisingly, in the grand final. The University Sports Board of Thailand untouched and unchallenged right now as they head towards the finishing line. They should be setting a really brilliant time as they cross the finishing line without any competition whatsoever.
มีความสุขมากๆค่ะทุกคนทำวันนี้ได้ดีที่สุดแล้วค่ะเต็มที่ด้วยกันค่ะเพราะว่าเป็นครั้งแรกที่ได้มาในวันนี้ค่ะ
Well, race number 61 is underway from the sound of that horn. As we see, lane number 1 is Singapore Polytechnic, lane number 2 is Republic Polytechnic, National University, the powerhouse is in lane number 3, then the team from Indonesia, lane number 4, NTU, Nanyang Technological University, lane number 5, and lane number 6, Ngee Polytechnic. As we see them charging down right here, it's a really close race right at the start for the first 100 meters of this 500-meter distance. 2 and 3 leading the pack right now, together with everyone else as they reached the midway point. And towards the last 100 meters they come. It's a real tight one as we see them just powering their way, giving it their all, pedaling total in sync, giving it their all, increasing their work rate is the team in lane number 3, National University of Singapore. He's really coming there, really powering their way, and they could possibly win this. And look at this, National University coming in first for this event, race number 61 for the grand final of the DBS Tertiary Open.
I feel awesome, I feel great. Our team has trained really hard for this race, so I'm really happy at the result.
And off they go from the sound of that horn, marks the start of this race. It's lane number 1 deciding to take the lead. That's the team from National University of Singapore. And then the British Dragon Singapore pacing themselves right next to them to their right. And then the rest of the field. Let's not forget Surf 8 International. They're neck and neck with National University of Singapore as they head towards the midway point, towards the buoy that marks the 250-meter distance. Another 250 meters to go. Right now, this clearly we see Surf 8 leading the pack, followed by right next to them Team Tam. Once again, these two teams neck and neck with each other, but will Team Tam finally be able to overtake Surf 8? Team Tam making a dash for it in lane number 4, increasing their lead just about a quarter of a boat's length lead, but Surf 8 is responding. They're giving it all they've got, but not much space left for them. They have to settle for second place. Team Tam coming in victorious for this one.
Actually, my team worked a lot on the rhythm, so it was getting everybody to row together as a team, synchronized, and I think that's what really powered the boat.
This is the grand final for the Singapore Premier Open. Right now, pedaling their hearts out and making a lot of splash and their presence felt is lane number 1, Nanyang Technological University, currently in the lead as they come charging down this side of Marina Bay. And lane number 3 as well, Singapore Armed Forces, SAFSA. So 1, 3 and 4, those are the teams to be looking out for. Surf 8 International once again taking the lead, followed very closely behind by lane number 3, SAFSA, and then it's lane number 2 right now. So here they come, overtaking Surf 8 is the team from SAFSA. Now SAFSA kicking in their strategy, increasing their work rate, increasing their pedaling speed, and here they come charging down with just about 150 meters to go. Showing their might, but they're being caught up right now by the team from lane number 3, and they're fighting back. NUS is once again coming in first. The team from NUS certainly wanting this so very badly.
Competitors out there were really tough. It's a really tight one. We actually didn't know we won until it was the photo finish. So yeah, I'm feeling great and awesome right now.
Here it is, the moment that you've been waiting for. This is the DBS Corporate Women Grand Final with lane number 1, OCBC Dragons, lane number 2, ExxonMobil. DBS Asia Dragons 1 is in lane number 3. And as we've seen in many of the races, the strategy is to keep as close to your leader as possible and overtake them right to the very end. Possibly that's the strategy of DBS Asia 1 Dragon team. We'll have to see as they come down to the first 100 meters. DBS is certainly playing it cool, calm strokes and very, very good strokes as well. They're stretching not that much, but enough to pull their boat forward. And as they're coming by, you do cheer them on, as they really need your cheer right to this very end. Just a few meters ago, DBS Asia 1 it's coming. DBS Asia Dragons Team 1 is certainly cementing their position as champions of the corporate women's category, as here they come. Definitively number 1 coming in first, followed by KRC in lane number 4.
It was not an easy race, but it was a very focused and very composed race. So I think regardless of the result, we felt very happy.
From the sound of that horn marks the start of this exciting build-up. Here comes the finalists, the grand finalists of the DBS Corporate Open. Currently, right now, it's a very, very tight race as we see the likes of KPMG, lane number 1, and DBS Asia 1 fighting for first place as they come towards the 100-meter mark of this 500-meter race distance. It's looking really good for DBS team in lane number 3. They're certainly taking the lead. Are we seeing any of these teams increasing? Oh, there we go, the splash from Brunei Darussalam. You can see the challenge coming in right next to them on their right. But DBS is responding. They're also increasing their work rate. And here they come in fancy style, coming in with a post-link lead from Brunei Darussalam and lane number 2, HP Dragon Boat. They've done it again. DBS Asia Dragons 1.
And it was a very hard-fought race. I could feel our competitors were closing up on us, but I think the team held on. We did as per our race plan, and we managed to pull away. And I think eventually we won by at least more than 1 boat length.
An exhibition, if you made, for the International Premier Women. And lane number 1, the team from Myanmar. Lane number 5, Indonesia national team, reigning champions. Keep your eye on them. And lane number 6, our very own Singapore national team. Indonesia is starting to make their move. So too is lane number 3, Thailand national team. And look at Myanmar also up there in the mix as leaders. It's a close call between Myanmar, as predicted, Thailand and Indonesia. 1, 3 and 5 as they come charging down this side of Marina Bay. Can Indonesia retain their champion status? Less than 100 meters to go. It's looking like Myanmar is trying to cement their position, or could it be Indonesia? Myanmar is just giving that extra, pedaling as hard as they can. And look at the incredible work rate in which Myanmar is giving. They're certainly overtaking the rest of the field. Coming in really strongly is Myanmar. Right next to them in lane number 2 is second place right now. But Myanmar coming in first. What an effort from Myanmar. All yellow in lane number 1. Off they go. Let's see which of these teams making a head start. It looks like lane number 3 struggling to keep in front. Indonesia national team, remember they're the reigning champions. A lot vested interest in them to maintain that. Lane number 1 right now powering their way. Myanmar once again overtaking Indonesia. Look at the way these guys are powering. You can't really see them. And suddenly Myanmar is slowed down after they've taken the lead. That's certainly a good strategy as a team. Myanmar lane number 1. Will we see a double? Well, lane number 3 is not giving up just yet, as we see Indonesia also powering their way neck and neck with each other. It's Myanmar still in the lead together with Indonesia in lane number 3. How would Indonesia respond? Keep your eye on lane number 1 and lane number 3, and also keep your eye on lane number 5 as well, because they might pounce. The Thai team can pounce. We have seen them time and time again. To the final boy they come. It's going to be an exciting one. Indonesia now packing up the punches and increasing their rate. Indonesia overtaking Myanmar where they count. And lane number 4, Thailand is up there with them. Myanmar coming in first. What an effort from Myanmar.
A little bit nervous because although we were leading, they were catching up. And to the finish, it's a wire to the wire. Of course, I'm too happy to tell you in words.
End of day 2, and congratulations to University Sports Board of Thailand and Team TAM for their hard-fought victories. For the rest of the field, it was NUS, DBS and the Myanmar national team who dominated 2 categories each to round off this event. These are the overall winners for the DBS Marina Regatta 2013. DBS Asia Dragons repeated their victory from last year with another double. But Team Indonesia only managed to defend one of its titles, losing the International Premier Women's category to Myanmar. Blessed with beautiful weather and a fabulous turnout, this year's DBS Marina Regatta saw people from all over the region gather here and get in on the action in the water and on land. Contenders strive for excellence. Their formula of dedication, determination and unwavering teamwork saw them achieve their goals and gave us a spectacular show. I'm Kelly Latimer signing off for this year's DBS Marina Regatta 2013. We'll see you again next year.
The European tour comes home to the green hills of Scotland, where it all began. Now the stakes are €50,000 higher.